Welcome to day 517 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in the Web3 mobile app, DeSo. So Brian, what's the latest in the NFT world? Theft is a big thing nowadays, huh?
Yeah, so Elliptic had a really interesting piece of data that they released yesterday, I believe it was. And this report that they released revealed that over $100 million of NFTs have been stolen during the period
Wow.
spanning from July 2021 to July 2022, so last month. The report was titled NFTs and Financial Crimes. And it also found that over $8 million of illicit funds have been laundered through NFT based platforms since 2017. And that accounts for 0.02% of all trading activity, uh, which is really interesting. Uh, and this problem isn't really getting any better because July last month saw over 4,600 NFTs stolen, and it was actually the highest month on record.
That's
So,
surprising.
yeah, so I mean, NFT theft is becoming a big issue. $100 million in 1 year is definitely something to be concerned about. Whether this trend will continue or not, it seems like it will. It seems like this next year is going to probably be worse. So I think that if you're building something within an NFT space, figure out a way to secure NFTs. Can DeSo actually help this? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, there's ways to, I guess, make sure that NFTs belong to the person who says they created them or have come originate from a real individual. But I mean, I think it's going to be take more technology to kind of help prevent this. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think that having an identity attached to NFTs like DeSo does can help in some respect, but I think overall it's just a tech problem where we just got to figure out better, more secure ways of storing NFTs and not letting people figure out your MetaMask or your passwords or seed phrases by various methods, whether it's phishing attacks or whatnot.
Yeah, I think I'd just say it's a security issue overall, you know. Anyhow, moving on to the DeSo blockchain, they just released a new ecosystem update. These have been weekly updates that kind of let us know what's happening on the blockchain and what the latest news is. Excuse me. It talked about some of the upcoming events that Nader, of course, the founder of DeSo, Nader Al-Naji, is taking part in, and he's going to be speaking in a couple events this week. One on Friday, which is at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Misha Da Vinci. There's already over 1,500 people who have reserved a spot to attend the event. Uh, it seems like it's going to be a pretty big event. Misha has a large following on Twitter. I think over 90,000 people follow her. It's going to be interesting to see what they talk about and how many of those 1,500 plus actually check DeSo out. And then today at 11 a.m. Eastern Times, Mario Nawfal's big Twitter Spaces room that I'm going to touch on in more detail in just a minute or two. Uh, but also in the ecosystem update is that they said that Entra is collaborating with Academic Web3 Conference. They're doing so. They're going to host an upcoming event, including roundtables, presentations, and discussion on Web3 in general. Uh, Additionally, they had a reminder in the ecosystem update that DAO is up for a Smoothie Award. You can go vote now at smoothie.so. Definitely do that if you haven't already. And a new design's coming to NFTZ. That, of course, that's Brian and my project along with the Van Halen brothers. We have a fresh new design that's in the works, including a really cool dark mode. At least I think it's really cool. I guess.
We were being quiet about it, but they revealed it to the world. Oh well.
Yeah, so I mean, the dark mode is, I'm excited about it. Of course, the community is going to be to give some feedback on it, and we also have have ETH integration coming up soon on NFTZ. That's a little bit farther away than the dark mode, I believe, but it's coming really soon. And finally, Vibe Hut by One Dolinsky. They released their free to talk feature on their platform that allows anybody to let others on the platform know that they are free to talk, and then others can call you. You can ignore their call or take their call. And if you haven't checked out Viba, it's a really interesting and unique video chat app that kind of brings things together in the Web3 world.
Yeah, lots going on. I'm excited about everything that's happening, and I think I know we've been saying August is going to be a big month, but it looks like the timeline may have been pushed back a few weeks. So I'd say that first half of September, hopefully we'll see some excitement, some fireworks. No guarantees because, as you know, this timeline is very fluid. But I do think that many people will be happy with some of the things we see over the coming weeks and months ahead.
Yeah, so getting back to the Natter talk on Mario Nawfal's Twitter Spaces event, Invest in Digital made a post reminding everybody about this today, and it's a 2 to 3 hour talk that takes place on Twitter Spaces. These are huge Twitter Space rooms. They're the largest crypto-related Twitter Spaces to be held on all of Twitter. They typically last 2 to 3 hours, and Natter is going to be there the entire time, I believe. Um, I'm excited about this. He's going to be talking about the future of social media and how DeSo fixes some of the problems that Web2 social media has. Uh, they're giving away $10,000. If you're interested, you can check out the room. It's there's a link right above this video on DeSo or below it on YouTube. I know I'm going to be attending. I'm going to be listening in. I can't wait to hear what Natter has to say. And I mean, tens of thousands of people attend these. So how many people are going to sign up to DeSo between today's event and Friday's event with Misha Da Vinci? Think we're going to see a large influx of new signees?
I think we will. I've been to other events that Natter have been part of with only a fraction than the number of users that were listening in. And I saw a spike in the number of new signups. So I think we're going to get some new people on DeSo. So be aware of that and be ready to engage with them and answer any questions that they may have. But I want to just thank Mario for having Natter on. This is definitely big. It's definitely going to be something that's going to help propel DeSo more towards the crypto communities, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So Story, they've opened their original beta testing with just 5 people to work out some bugs. We were actually one of them. We were lucky enough to get an account, and we've been testing it out. It's been great. A few bugs reported, but now they're opening it up to 30 more accounts. It seems like these 30 spots have filled up fast, but they will be opening it up to more very shortly. Just follow them on DeSo and you can be notified when they are opening it up to more users. But I'm interested in seeing how people are going to start using Story as more accounts start popping up.
Yeah, I love what the Design Style Sisters and Rabal are doing. This app is looking amazing. It's getting better, and there's so many features that are yet to be released even in the beta that I'm super excited about. But moving
Yeah,
on,
and
oh, go
and
ahead.
I just want to point out, like I've been using it almost daily. There's a few little things I've noticed, and I probably should have just directed this right to the developers, the
I, I've,
designs.
I've been I've been talking to Luis, to Luis. So I let her know any issues
Okay,
we've
yeah.
had.
So
Yeah.
some of the placements of the stickers get moved on other apps. So if you post it on Story and then you view it on, say, DeSoFi or on Diamond app, sometimes the stickers are in different spots. So that's just something that I'm sure they can figure out and work with the other nodes and the other apps to kind of fix.
Yeah, I actually talked to Luis last night, and she said that it's an issue that's taking place when you use a photo that you already have on your phone rather than take it directly from the
Gotcha.
Story app, and it's something they're working on fixing. So I expect it to be fixed really soon.
Cool.
Anyhow, moving on, Dao said that USDC will soon be arriving. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. It's going to allow people to fundraise using a stable coin. You can fundraise in WUSD Treasury and then swap it into USDC directly on DAO. So that should help people, I think, raise money so people don't have to, use a cryptocurrency to do so. They can just do it in US dollars.
Yeah, it makes it easier. It opens it up to a larger crowd, I think, who might not want to buy certain cryptos. So I'm definitely a fan of this. I think that DAO is putting in a framework, creating a framework for when it does take off. it's all set, and there's not much they're going to have to do to rectify maybe some issues with crypto exchanges and all of that. So I'm happy to see this, and I think it's going to go a long way in the long run.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Sean Slater, doing big things. He gave away over 7,000 diamonds yesterday.
Holy cow.
It's really amazing. I just want to say I love what he's doing. If more people were out there engaging with people, and giving a diamond away is not very expensive. It's a tiny fraction of a penny. I think it's less than a tenth of a penny. So you don't have to give away a lot of money to give away a lot of diamonds, but it does show people you care. It gets people engaged, and it just makes the community, I think, more cohesive when diamonds are being given out left and right.
I believe one diamond is 3/100ths of a penny now because of the price of DeSo. I could be wrong there, but I think one diamond is 3/100ths, two diamonds is 3/10ths, and four diamonds is 3 cents.
That makes sense. Yeah. So it's 3/100ths of a penny. So you can give away 33 diamonds, and it wouldn't even be a cent.
Yeah, so 2 days ago we announced DeSocial World's post to earn winners, and the Ado from DeSocial World actually contacted me and said, those are actually the previous week's winners, but since I've been on vacation, I'm just announcing them now. So those were not this week's; they were the previous weeks, and they just released this week's winners as well. Of course, the money that is awarded to these posters comes from seals, and what they do is whoever's posting from DeSocial World's node, the engagement you get is going to rank you, and the people who get the most engagement from posts that were made on DeSocialWorld.com, they get ranked into this top list. And the top winners this week were Krasenstein, us, we won $10, followed by Stargazer, who won 9, Clout Women Unite, $8, Sandy Rose, Vampire Campfire, Randier, Food Curator, Agent X. So those were the top 8 winners this week.
Yeah. So what's Mr. Person 177 doing?
Well, so Mr. Person 177 is a phenomenal NFT artist, and you probably know him if you've been collecting NFTs. And he's been doing great things on DeSo for such a long time. But he's launching a new NFT series, and it's based on Japanese manga, the Japanese manga series JoJo. And honestly, I'm not familiar with this. I'm not really into Japanese manga, but I looked it up and it seems really interesting. So according to Mr. Person 177, it's a pixel homage to JoJo's, and it's going to launch later today. It's going to include 60 unique 32 by 32 pixel portraits of characters from the JoJo series. So if you're into Japanese manga, if you're into JoJo, this is definitely something you want to check out. There's going to be 3 new portraits that are going to be minted and released each week. And the first NFT is going to be priced at 0.5 DeSo with a buy it now of 1 DeSo. And each new one after the first, the price is going to increase by 0.02. That's 2/100ths of a DeSo than the previous. So it has this tiered pricing system, which I think is pretty interesting. And the artwork, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
There's so many incredibly unique ideas popping out of these NFT projects. It's just amazing. And I think as the community learns what works and what doesn't, I think we're going to see all sorts of new use cases for these NFTs. So great job, Mr. Person. Keep it up. Keep ramping up those NFTs and putting them out, minting them.
Ramping
So
them up?
talking
I don't
about
know if that's the right term, ramping up NFTs.
maybe the ramping up
I
isn't the
think
correct term.
creating
Just mint.
NFTs.
How about minting? Anyway, uh, talking about NFTs, the top bidders of NFTs over the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ, are as follows: Nigel's, Spunk Art, La Big Mac, Millhouse Van Houten, Daily DeSo Deals, Sarah NFTs, Wayne Bot, Meta Philosopher, welcome back to the top 10, Meta Philosopher,
I'm back.
Rhubarb, and Jigglers are coming. And the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours, according to Altumbase, are Spunk Art, Michelle Lord, Krasenstein Us, Now and Then, JD Armstrong, Stargazer, Octoposse, Panini, Cloutpunk, and Goldberry.
Yeah, so congratulations to all of you people. And today's events, thanks to Miss Katie Ann, there's actually several big events going on today. Of course, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, like we mentioned before, it's a Mario Nawfall Twitter Spaces room. It's entitled "Bear Market Ending Soon?" Question mark. DeFi Web3. How crypto millionaires made $10,000 plus. So that's Mario Nawfal. Natter's going to be there talking all about Web3, talking about DeSo. I can't wait. I'm super excited. 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitter Spaces. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Entra is the community hangout with Shantron and CEO Michael Mara. Again, that's on joinentra.com. Also at 1 p.m. Eastern Time is the Purple Creator live interview with William Laurent. I'm looking forward to this. William's a great guy, great writer, he's just a great mind in the Web3 space, and he's going to be taking part in this live interview with Purple Creator on YouTube.
And
Uh,
guess what?
what?
Guess what?
What?
William will be on our show tomorrow morning if all goes as planned.
Really? That's awesome. Can't wait. So that's on YouTube. All these links are going to be, you can find them if you go to Miss Katie Ann's profile on DeSo. She makes a post every day with all the links. Super informative. I don't know what we'd do without her. We wouldn't well, I know what we do. We wouldn't have this schedule. But at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, funders and founders Ask Me Anything AMA on the future of investing in startups with cash. Uh, Michael Mara is going to be there. Matt and Shantron, again, on Entra, joinentra.com. And at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is the DeSo Happy Hour, hosted by Beer Buds, Brian Drever, Blockchain Padawan, NFT3, or NF3, I guess you should say, Jody Bossert, Just Nick, and NFTs Live, which is Brecky. That's on Clubhouse, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Glad to see these rooms coming back on Clubhouse, Brian.
Absolutely. It just adds a more cohesive feel to the community, I think.
And that's all the news that we have for today. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.